If you're gonna wax your cooter, please do some research. Please work on techniques. If you gotta practice on your arm, draw a cooter on your arm and wax that bad boy. Do what you have to do. But girl, I am not responsible for your at-home mistakes, child. I'm not.
With fame, everybody know my name when I come through. Don't nobody screaming like you. I was having visions with you, doing things, switching lanes in the Beamer with you. Then swimming in deep water, save me from my sorrow. Swimming in deep, just some pieces I need. So why can't I get that for free?
What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Taisha Lashey, and I am back with another freaking video. As I should, okay? And I want to thank you for clicking on this video and subscribing. As you should, because it's only gonna get better from here, okay? Just go ahead and be a part of the family. And we want to say hello babies, hello to the new babies who have subscribed. Welcome and thank you for joining. Stick around because it's only gonna get better, like I just said. But this video is all about waxing, how I wax myself at home. For me, it's also about not feeling very confident in going in someone else to wax my plus size body. And I feel like if I'm capable of doing it myself, I'm going to. So I'm very capable, mostly because I have the patience to learn a new skill set, okay? A new skill set that I really only plan on applying to myself. Let me say this, I'm not a licensed esthetician. I don't know if I ever plan on being a licensed esthetician. If you are comfortable and confident enough to allow someone to wax your body, please allow someone who was taught to do this to wax your body. That is the best choice that you can make for yourself instead of doing it yourself, because you don't want to run the risk of ruining your hair follicles or your skin. Now, one of the very first things that I did before I started waxing myself was I did an inordinate amount of research. I researched all types of waxes, what's the best way to wax, all of that. And the general census is that waxing is better than shaving, whether it be sugaring, a hard wax, or soft wax. The difference between the three, sugaring is literally where you take sugar, I believe, and lemon and water, boil it, and allow it to harden almost, or become pliable. Then it becomes workable as hard wax, but it's still softer than hard wax. Hard wax is just that. It's wax that you apply on and it hardens on the skin, but does not require a cloth for it to be pulled off. So that's what I use. Soft wax is like when you go to the nail shop and you allow them to do your eyebrows, and they put the wax on, put the strip on, and then pull it off. That's what soft wax is. And really, it's all about personal preference. A lot of people like the fact that sugaring is natural. Now, if you have super sensitive skin, they also make wax for that. So again, just do your research. It's trial and error. Figure out what it is that you like. I turn my machine onto 170 to heat up the wax. And then if there's any excess wax in that pot and I'm using a different brand of wax, I will clean it out. So I let the wax that was in there heat up, and then I went ahead and took a paper towel and wiped out as much of the residue as possible, and then filled in my new wax, because I don't want any type of mishap happening if those two waxes mix, because they weren't curated the same way. Then you want it to be the consistency of room temperature honey.
Shawty, where your baton racing through my mind like she heard that I got that work. I heard that she been on strike. Can't tell, I read your mind. She been on them dollars first. Caramel macchiatos with Shawty get in the work. I can be your boyfriend, be your nigga, or a friend with perks. I'm just trying to work that. They just trying to work on nerves.
Now, when it came time to learning the technique, just like everything else, YouTube and Google are your best friends. Like I said, do your research. I'm gonna do my best to explain what it is that I do and why I do it. So one of the first things that I do after I have decided what wax and figured out the technique and all of that, it's gonna take some time to figure out the best way to wax yourself, and the hand positioning and the twirling of the stick and everything. That takes time, just like anything else. So do a couple practice strips on your arm. This will also allow you to test the heat.
Flower bomb, can I blow up on your mind? This is not no Sandra Bull, but your potion number 9. Navigating through her eyes, destination to her thighs. And I hate to tell you too much, cause I stay with too much pride. And we wait.
And my biggest tip is to make long strips, but if you're practicing and this is your first time doing this, do small patches, but go in a straight line. So that way you don't have patches everywhere and hair that isn't being pulled. For me, because I've been doing this for a while, I do long, thin strips. So I will go from the top of my knee to the bottom of my ankle. And what you want to do is make a lip with the extra wax so that you can have something to pull. And I try to do my very best to demonstrate that in these clips. Flat drinks we call A cups. I just think I need one night. Slightly more if it's done right. With that gorgeous face, but don't know your name. It ain't important, babe, cause I'ma call you mine. I feel it when you dance with me. It's feeling like you need to be my lady, my baby. I did that for all of my calf muscle. I'm not too picky on messing with my thighs. They don't seem very hairy to me. Then I went in and I did my entire face. Now I'm going to say this is a safe place for women in general, women of all kind. And there are things that as women we go through. And it shouldn't be shameful, or you shouldn't feel ashamed about the things that you deal with. So as a plus size woman, I also deal with PCOS, which means I get hair on my chin. I'm naturally hairy in general. And I'm okay with saying that because who cares, right? It's hair. But I do get rid of it. And one of my biggest mistakes was following the YouTube trend of dermaplaning my face. And I started waxing. I've been waxing my face for about 3 or 4 years now. So the hairs are becoming very few and far between. I will get them in patches here and here, and they grow back a lot slower than they did when I was shaving my face. Same thing with my mustache. Again, I'm a hairy person, so this grows in rather quickly. So I wax all of this and all of this and like this part right here. I also do my lip, and then I also do my own eyebrows. I do cut my sticks. So I have large sticks that I use for my face and my legs. I cut one super thin one for my eyebrows, and I cut the tip at an angle to help apply the wax to get my arch. And I cut a thicker one and also cut that at an angle on the tip for my lip area. Now, one of my biggest insecurities is my arms, but I wanted to show you all how I wax my armpits because I have short arms, okay? And it's hard for me to do. Like, it's hard for me to reach. I lift my arm and wrap around my head, or at least try to stretch as much as possible to get that hair exposed. My armpits used to be hella dark before I started waxing. I do have scars from where I got ingrown hairs from shaving. And here's the other, I also don't grow a large amount of hair. That's probably the least hairiest part of my body. And I quite enjoy it because my waxing is simple. I only have to make one big patch right at the armpit and pull it off, and I'm done. And I'll show you how I do that. You also want to make sure that you're exfoliating before and after you wax. So when I get in the shower tonight, I'm going to exfoliate my body. Not extreme, but I'm going to exfoliate my body because you don't want that, as that hair starts to grow back, you don't want it to begin to curl up back into the skin. Didn't get to show you all how I do my Brazilian. I do my own Brazilian wax. I wax my own vagina. For one, I'm not comfortable with someone else doing it. I haven't gotten to that point. So I sit myself in a specific position. So I have this chair and I pull myself to the edge of the chair and I put a mirror there and I begin to wax. Now, the process for that is you want to first make sure you're clean, and you also want to make sure that you exfoliate that area. And then you want to cleanse that area. I don't use alcohol for this part. I actually use witch hazel. I use witch hazel just to kind of dry the area out and cleanse it a little bit more. And then I put some cornstarch on there, okay? So I start with, and this is the only area that I will not use big pieces of wax. This is probably the one area that I'm using the least amount of wax as possible. My pain tolerance is extremely high. I would say turn your wax down to about 150 and let it become the consistency of cold honey. So I start with the inner thigh area and I will apply the wax in a downward motion, make my lip, and let it dry. Not totally, I want it to still be pliable. And then I will pull in sections. So I won't do it one big rip. I will pull it in sections. That's more comfortable for me in that area because it's the softest part of my leg. So I do the inner leg portion first, and then I work my way to the top half, so right underneath the fupa. I do one across, one in the other direction, and then one up and down. And the up and down are my cleanup strips because most of the time our pubic hair grows in different directions. If you can find or see which direction your hair grows, that's great, because then you will only have to apply your wax in the direction of the hair growth and then pull in the opposite direction. My pubic hair is curly and it grows it doesn't grow in one direction. So this may be TMI, but I'm trying to help as much as possible. And then we get to what is it, the labia. So we get to the labia and I do 2 strips, one on each side, as small as possible but as thick as I can get it without it being too much wax. And these I pull the skin taut. So you want to hold the skin taut like this and then pull. So hold it taut and then pull. And that seems to be the easiest way for me. Again, if you're not comfortable doing it, or you try it and you feel like you're gonna mess something up, start off small. So maybe just do your bikini line and don't worry about your labia and all of that, and see how you do. And the more comfortable you get, the closer you go. You get what I'm saying? If I can link a video to explain this a little bit better, I will. And the person that I'm going to link will also provide a video of someone actually getting their cooter waxed. Okay? I did watch that video. I am not bashful when it comes to the reproductive organs. They are what they are. Yeah, I am just here to help and educate as much as possible based off of the research that I've done. I quite enjoyed this video. I am smooth as a baby's butt everywhere, period. And some women don't mind hair, and that's perfectly fine. If you don't mind leg hair, wear your leg hair. Child, listen, when my legs ain't waxed and I need them to get to a certain length, I will grow them bad boys out, wear my dresses and all. It's hair. Everybody grows hair. It's not something that should be shamed upon for women. Don't do that to yourself. Don't put that type of pressure on yourself. If waxing is not for you, shave. Just take the same precautions. Before you shave, exfoliate your skin. After you shave, exfoliate your skin and moisturize. Your hair is gonna grow back faster, but it works for you. And you know, it's very likely that you can keep your skin very soft and very smooth. For me, and having chicken skin or strawberry skin, it doesn't work. Shaving does not work. I have bumps all over my legs. To me, it doesn't feel good at all. So I prefer waxing. I'm not here to tell you what to do or why you should do it. I'm telling you why I do what I do, and if it's something that you wouldn't mind doing, then I'm here to give you the tips to do so. That's really all that it is. But I hope that this video was helpful and enjoyable. If you're gonna wax your cooter, please do some research. Please work on techniques. If you gotta practice on your arm, draw a cooter on your arm and wax that bad boy. Do what you have to do. But girl, I am not responsible for your at-home mistakes, child. I'm not. I'm just not. This is what works for me. I am capable of waxing myself at home and not having any issues. Do not get in my comments, type Shay girl, I sat at home and followed your tip. It didn't work. I am not to be blamed. I am not to be blamed for your mistakes. I'm not a professional. These are the things that work for me. And I did a hell of a lot of research before I decided that I was going to wax my body. So that's going to be the end of this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications so that you are notified every time that I upload. And I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.